Yes, Mr. Hariharan.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay. This mic, I really like this mic. Looks like a radio jockey, right? And you can tune into the station. Okay, sorry, before that, I want to give a few seconds for the photographer friend. You can take photographs. I'm not good at candid. It's all about when you start a session or when you get into a event, you will think, am I getting into a commerce class where there will be 150 students stuck in a small room? Or is it going to be a research class, 4 students, 1 teacher? Today it's a research class looking at the crowd. But at the same time, I'm talking to experts I know, so we have to be prepared, and it's more of knowledge sharing than prescribing, because all of us are in the same field, and all of you are veterans in the same field. When I started the session, before getting into the topic, I think I should have decided where to sit. Yeah, because I was sitting just right in front of the speaker, and the first person, the moment they served the tea, I took my biscuit, and the first person talked about what we eat and the dietary. Then I put the biscuit back. I was like, okay, fine, yeah, this is not the right thing. Then I waited for him to complete everything on diet, everything on healthy eating. Then I started my biscuit and tea. Then I adjusted my jacket, breathe in, settle down. Then the next speaker comes, talk about that, hey, we gained weight during COVID. I was like, okay. Again. And then he looked at my eye and then said that, or did I feel that way? Sometimes even when we go for walking in the morning, I go for walk, just believe me, and was coming and talking. He doesn't have to talk anything, looking at his height and fitness. I was like, okay. And the person who was sitting next to me was, Arogya, healthy workplace, and he was talking about health. So it was a fantastic morning session, all about thoughts for me and a lot of action items for me to go back and then take it. Coming back to the subject, hybrid workplace, I'm sure all my co-panel speakers are going to talk about different aspects. But I feel that in a very complex environment that we are working today, culture plays a very important role, and I want to touch upon that. Because when we are talking about technology, when we are talking about the model, communication and all that, culture plays a very important role, especially coming from an organization where it's completely global, and my global leaders are sitting in Europe and we are at GCC sitting in India. The complexity of it and understanding things. Because after, actually COVID gave us a lot of opportunities. I won't look at it as a problem. But what has happened is during COVID, when you are working in a hybrid environment or remote working, people are okay even if there are some gaps in your delivery. People are okay if there are some stakeholder management gaps, customer satisfaction gaps. Yeah, it's okay, we can understand. They were empathizing, they were supporting, they were helping each other. Everybody became doctors, psychologists, and then, including the clients. And then they were like, yeah, we understand. But post-COVID, in fact, we thought that the industry is booming. The industry was not booming according to me. It was just that we were getting the work back, what was pending for the last 2 years. And that was actually leading to great resignations. And we were fighting with each other to hire people. Hey, you give 20, let me bid on you for 21, 22. It was like IPL bidding and then hiring all your full stack developers and data analysts and all that. But when we hired people, you can be anywhere in the world and then we hire you because we need you. Now, after that, we feel that the industry is going down now. The industry is not going down. According to me, the industry is coming back to normal, which means there are not enough work for the enough number of people that we hire. It was a short term, right? We need to just clear the backlog. We have cleared all that and then coming back. We were in a stage of agile. Everybody was like, okay, today, now, yesterday kind of a method in the last 2 years, and now we are coming to sustainability. Resilience was the biggest competency when we were talking about hybrid working or remote working model. But now we are getting into a sustainable model where can I look at it long term? I can't look at it short term anymore, because yes, this is going to be the norm. Do we have a choice? No. Right? People come back to us saying that 3 days working from office? Are you really a great place to work? Okay. Are you a place to work? So these kind of questions coming up, so we need to come up with very innovative ways to handle those culture dimensions. The diversity is extremely high. extremely high in the sense 3 generations working together. We have children who are, see, when you have at least 5 years back, 10 years back, I'm sure most of you will agree, we had a lot of first graduates joining us. So their approach towards the organization was very, very different. They looked at CEOs as God. Today they look at CEOs as their colleagues, right? When I call them for a town hall, they say that, yeah, but you should have told me before. Is it within my 8 hours working schedule? Will I get overpaid, overtime if I stretch for 1 hour? Trust me, these things are asked. And there are also culture dimensions where Indians were looked at in a very different fashion. 15 hours they can work, 12 hours they will work. This is how the people outside India were thinking. Today, to a new generation, you can't pay overtime and then buy their 1 hour. They think that, no, this is my gym time. This is my time to take my dogs out. Things are changing. Even in a hybrid environment, even I'm working from home, it doesn't mean that I will be available in front of laptop. Ma'am was talking about corporate functions are working around the clock. They don't want to. They don't want to. They value their time. How will I engage with a crowd of people who value their time, who value their work, and how will they work with them? There's a lot of aspects to this culture dimensions, especially when I'm working with people who are non-English speaking, right? Sometime back, in fact, actually, the NHRD person is here. We were talking about communication in our recent meeting with the Karnataka minister. Thanks to Zoin was organizing an NHRD to organize that. And then during those events, we were talking heavily on communication skill. And today, English is not a skill. It's just a language. Sometimes you don't have to talk in English when you are working with people who are coming from different language background. I have people who are working from Romania and Poland who speak worse English than Indians. And my colleagues are finding it very, very difficult. We use Google Translate because they also use Google Translate. They type everything in Polish and then translate to English and then send it to us. And then we need to translate that to English because their English translation, you know how Google translates. So it's not a typical language and people are finding it difficult. How are we going to help them? And when we are talking about leadership, is it an inclusive leadership? Are we really ready for it? I'll give you a classic example. Not recently, at least a year back, we need to talk to a set of clients because the client's complaint was that your employees are not focusing when they are working from home. There are a lot of noise in the background. Things are not very comfortable for us when they are working. Please call them to office. Hybrid will not work for them. Because ours is a product company, most of the time they talk to customers and most of them are Europeans or Americans. Then my management came to me and said, can you talk all the employees, ask them to either come to office or set up things in home. Then I need to go back to them and then tell them that it should be the other way. Can I talk to all the customers, explain them how Indian life works, right? When in a European house, when you go there, it's fully furnished along with the workspace. There is a corner with a table with a chair inbuilt, with a white background already inbuilt. Whereas now we are trying to blur it. We are trying to put some wallpapers so that it will look good, but actually the guy is sitting down with a stool, with his laptop, happily wearing a formal shirts and a shorts, and stretching his leg so that he can sit comfortably and talk. You can't bring that work setup in his space. Even if you want to give them 10,000 rupees, companies come back and say, hey, I will give you table and chair, but I don't have space. That's what equity is all about. We are talking about things like, okay, everybody will get a chair and a table, but I don't need a chair and a table. Can you get me something better for a cushion because I'm sitting down. I'm living in a one bedroom apartment in Bangalore, and my child will be running. My mom will be calling me for coffee. Can the client start understanding? Yes, it can't be like completely chaotic, but at the same time, when a child is coming inside the call, why can't the client say hello? You are talking to humans. Can we educate people about Indian culture, about Indian work system, about Indian housing system, so that they will be prepared? Excuse me, you want me. We don't want you anymore. India has reached a stage where they want us. Without us, they can't function. If I plug out my customer support team, then that's it. Customers will not have a customer support team because many of the European employees are not interested to do this job. You're coming here not just to take care of India, grow India, but because you need us. We are specialists. Can we go back and give this culture perspective to them when we are talking about hybrid? And then the last thing that I want to touch upon is that how are we recognizing them? It's not just by giving trophies or giving. Can we start celebrating small successes? Can they feel that they are part of it? And at the same time, give them a very psychologically safe environment. Do they feel? Because I'll give you a very classic incident from my family. My mom was working for a manufacturing company. She used to work as a stenographer. She joined that company when she was 18 and she had a manager. Now she is 74. Manager is 85. Every birthday we go to that manager's house and she takes blessings from them. You know why? Because when she joined from a very, very lower middle class family, or in fact actually much lower than that. And the manager sponsored that time, I'm talking about 1974, he sponsored 80 rupees and got her 3 saris so that she can dress very well to office. And that's what leadership is all about. Understanding what that person needs rather than giving a voucher. Right? Even today she feels for his 80th birthday, she wants to get clothes for him, for his wife, because she feels that she is still, she has to do that back to him because he just didn't take care of his work. He took care of her as a person. We are talking about diversity today. We are talking about women empowerment today. This is not new to India. Women are more empowered in India. It's just that, we all need to believe it and then start recognizing it. Because our housing system is like that. I've never heard anything, outside when my mom says something. It's the final word in my family. And that's how, probably most of the families are in an Indian setup. But that's how leaders are, and that's how leaders have to be. Are we inclusive? Are we understanding where they are coming from? Can we help them something more? Can we create an environment they feel comfortable to come and talk to you? We are talking about well-being. It's not about mental well-being. It's also about psychological well-being. Right? Can I feel that this is my space? I can talk to him even if I'm wrong, because your connect with that person is only a Zoom style or a team style, right? So, gone old days where somebody can come to a presentation and then have an eye contact with all the person and then have a hand movement. This is what we heard, right? This is what we learned also. I'm a state level orator in Tamil, and then during our school days we used to have workshop. Stand like this, your leg should be in this field, your hand should go like this, don't talk like this. Now I can't do anything. If I get up and then do, people will think that there is a drama. So there has to be a communication, there has to be a trust through voice, through my eyes. Are we leaders ready to even switch on the camera and acknowledge the person who's on the other side? Because he's coming to your office and meeting. We have seen a lot of leaders who switch on the camera and then they don't even recognize that particular thing. Giving a thumbs up, giving a heart in, acknowledging their work in small successes, creating a space that they feel recognized, they feel happy, they feel safe is more important. AI will take care of answering questions, but answering emotions, only humans have to take care, right? Recent one that we saw, very, very funny thing, there was I don't know how many of you have seen this meme, Amazon, somebody has bought a stool. So that Amazon has sent a recommendation saying that people who have bought this along with that. That's a rope and a fan. Yeah, that's what artificial intelligence can do it to us. I can show you that. It was posted by one of the HR leaders in LinkedIn, and then it was very funny, but that's the truth. Because it doesn't have brains. It's just collect data what we give. What ChatGPT gives us is only what we have given ChatGPT earlier. It doesn't create anything. All of you, whatever blogs you have written, all your emails, all your articles, it's just pull data and give it to us. Hey, Hybrid work environment, what to talk, it gives you a set of things. But this was spoken by somebody else, right? So if I am going to be original, then it has to be the emotional intelligence, the human intelligence, which has to handle artificial intelligence in the space where it is needed. Technology is only a supporting factor, but culture is much, much bigger. And if you want to have as one organization, then we need to have shared values. The last thing is, we are talking about Gen Z and we keep complaining. They think that we are boomer. Okay, they are all, they are all updated when we say something, because I have a teenage old boy. Every day we have arguments, which means we are on the right track. But at the same time, I feel that the Gen Z is a very, very interesting set of people, because if they commit to something, they deliver. But giving a right commitment is our responsibility. You need to tell them what we expect from them. And you need to tell them what is expected out of them, in what period and what fashion and why. If you tell them and leave them in a hybrid work environment, I think they are a fantastic set of people, because they deliver to us. If we are not clear about that, and we are known for getting inside, seeing the mail and deciding what is our day going to be, I think that model will not work out for a very long time. So we need to be prepared to handle different cultures, generations, diversities, having even now third gender employees in the company. How are we going to educate them? And if they are, especially if they are going to be in a hybrid work environment, without meeting them, without having an eye contact with them, without having a coffee chai time with them, no gossip sessions, they are missing every fun. You need to sometimes empathize with them, right? Gossips are the best way to get feedback. The chai corners are the best way to connect. So they are missing all that. So you need to empathize with them, connect with them. We need to push ourselves a little more, so that we will be able to get the desired results. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ms. Lata Chem.